You're tuning to the tidal wavelength 151 FM. That's S for Papa, M for Mama. It's a hot, hot day up there. Okay, we got Marty calling from Bow Wow Bay.
Natty, I tell you, it's so hot out here, I have to keep my red stripe from my board.
How do you see?
My board sink 2 years ago, man.
One station brings you a revelation in the form of a liquidation for the emancipation of the nation from the dehydration. Are you on the line?
When you see something irresistible like Viennetta, don't you get that urge to bite? Sink into the soft waves of Viennetta. Discover the crisp layers, just waiting to be bitten. Follow your instinct. That's Wall's Viennetta, soft enough to bite.
Welcome back. You're watching Police Action Live, the first programme to show you policing on Britain's streets as it happens. Because it's live, we, like you, have no way of knowing what's in store, but whatever happens, we'll be there with our cameras. Now, before the break, you'll remember we were at Charing Cross Police Station in central London, eavesdropping on the parade there. That's the officers being briefed before they go out on patrol. Let's go back there now.
On a high value and easy to conceal. Secondly, there's been an increase in burglaries at hotels and restaurant premises on our division, but we've got no named particular suspects at the moment. What I would ask you to pay particular attention to is the area in and around the Strand and right up to our border with the City of London Police. The Operation Brass Monkey that you were briefed on last night remains effective and is still running, so all calls to that location at the eastern end of the division treat as urgent. Next item is in relation to vehicle crime. Again, a steady flow of reported vehicle crime at the usual locations, the main car parks, and obviously the other vulnerable locations where people coming to the West End for the evening leave their vehicles unattended. Moving on, the increase in 50/20 to the Divisional Intelligence.
Right, now we're going straight back down to Hampshire again to rejoin Constable Taylor and reporter Robert Hall on the M3.
Yes, indeed, Dermot. Well, the driver of this car has appeared with a petrol can, and I'll let you hear what's happening.
What my concern is where you've left your vehicle. You've left it, you've locked it up, and no hazard lights on. Vehicles coming up the motorway, about to exit off the motorway, they're going to look at your vehicle and see it and assume that it might be a vehicle exiting via the same junction. At the very last second, all of a sudden, they're going to see that it's stationary and they're going to hit it. You put a triangle out, but the triangle's not going to do anything. Your hazard lights needed to have been on, and you needed to have gone to a motorway phone, and we'd have come down and helped you. Can we just see if we get the car started? I just wanted to make sure that the next time it happens and you break down, you're going to think about the consequences of where your vehicle is. You're in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, I was lucky. I got it just coming off the motorway.
Okay, sir. Let's put the petrol in. We'll see if we can get you going. We'll see how we go from there. Give us a petrol, sir. I'll do that because, again, you're in dark clothing, so you're not in a very good position. They're filming me. Doing my job. Do you want to get in the car? Let's see if we can get it going. Are you a member of the RI or the RIC? Nobody at all? What, on your mileometer? 30 miles left, 30 miles of petrol left. Ticking off, and some helpful advice there for one driver on the M3. Well, tonight we're out and about with traffic patrols, pursuit cars and on the beat, as you've seen. But now we're heading to Manchester, where our reporter Mark Webster has spent the past 3 nights with officers from the Greater Manchester Police Vice Patrol.
Well, we're here at Collyhurst Police Station in Manchester with a local Vice Squad. 2 constables, Nigel Everett and Mark Murphy, go out at least 2 evenings a week to combat what's become an increasingly big problem locally of curb crawling, and of course to try and check the growth of prostitution, particularly among youngsters. Nigel, how big a problem is prostitution in this area?
Well, it's quite a big problem. It prompts a lot of concern from local residents and a lot of complaints. And it's been a problem in this area all in all for about 60 years now, so it's quite a notable problem.
What's your policy for dealing with it? What can you actually do?
Realistically, with it having, it's called the oldest profession in the world, isn't it? So to actually stop prostitution altogether, I would think it's virtually impossible. All we can try and do is move it away from the areas where it causes the most harm, such as residential areas, which is what we're really targeting and trying to do.
What about juvenile prostitution? Is that a big problem as well?
It seems to be in this area there's an ever-increasing number of girls doing it. They're either doing it just to support their own habits or even doing it to support the families.
What are they talking about?
Well, we're staying in Manchester now, crossing a few miles away to the command vehicle, which is following a suspected stolen vehicle.
Yes, well, since you last joined us, we've got a call driving way around a certain area of Manchester. Mike, what exactly do we know at this stage and what are we looking for?
Yeah, it's reported a green Cavalier. We've not got a registration number, unfortunately. But I mean, by driving erratically, it could either be stolen or the driver may have had too much to drink. So we're just in the process now of checking the favourite areas where we know that these sometimes the joyriders go. We're on an estate on the north side of Manchester at the moment.
Yeah, you must have to know these sort of areas quite well because the lads who are in these cars obviously know them like the back of their hand.
That's right, we've got favourite rat runs and favourite areas where they actually will dump the vehicles eventually. So we're just going through a process now of checking those areas out.
And Bob, you do a lot of this. Is it quite common, particularly in this area?
Yes, we get the car thieves from this area. They'll go out to more affluent areas where they've got a wider choice of vehicles to choose from, and they'll steal something. Each one of them will have his own particular favourite make of car that he will go for, and they bring them back.
Well, from car in Manchester to foot patrol in Newcastle, let's join our reporter David Rose.
John, tell us about the problems of policing the big market with about half an hour to go till closing time. Hello, obviously. All right. No problem, okay? No trouble with you. Champion? No trouble with him either. Part of the problems as the night wears on, obviously people become more unreasonable because of having more drink on board. So therefore you don't have as much time to talk with them and reason with them. Because once they're drunk they become more and more unreasonable, like all of us. As long as we can keep everybody moving and going all the time, so long as everybody can have a happy time around, not just a big market, the city centre, there should be no problem at all.
Is it a particular problem for a woman, Sandra?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, I'm afraid. You'll have to speak up.
Quite a posse there for Constables Speedy and Charlton. Now, on an average Saturday night, there are around 3,000 patrolling police officers ready to respond to any emergency in the Greater London area. Among them out there tonight is PC Doreen Davis with our reporter Anya Seetharam in the Charing Cross pursuit car.
We're actually on what they call a shout. That there are football fans fighting at a pub, and as you can see, we're going through fast through a lot of traffic. Doreen Davis, who is I don't know how far this pub is. Just around the corner here. We'll come back to where we come.
Street is directly at the side of Charing Cross Station, so they cannot get down from Charing Cross.
Here. We are here, I am told. We're just about to get out of the car, and we're hoping there is some backup here for us as well.
On scene, Charlie 2. Charlie 2 on scene. Charlie 2.
Numerous units running for the main channel,
MP from Charlie 2, if you cancel anybody else, there's lots of units on the scene of us.
Charlie 2, confirm it's sufficient units on scene, Emperor.
Yes, there appears to be at the moment. We've got lots of foot units on scene at the moment.
Go down there.
We've got some foot units on scene dealing with the football fans who are believed to be inside, actually fighting. But it would appear most of them have actually disappeared down into Villiers Street. So the main channel are now cancelling all the other units because the football fans appear to have disappeared from the actual pub.
Sorry, I'm in over the manager, he's just going to check some people. Yes, 33, can you confirm that you have sufficient on scene? Yes, it's quiet inside the pub at the moment, we're just going to do the rounds and we'll be removing a few, but it seems to be quite peaceful at the moment. Yeah, received. Do you think you'll require any further fan units? At the moment.
First aid kit. Oh, it's not in there.
Yeah, X-ray uniform 226.
No, we haven't.
226, go ahead.
We haven't got a first aid. Have you got a first aid kit? We haven't got one.
226, much obliged. They've obviously got to go somewhere.
The red one, Alan.
Yeah, I received uniform 226. In the vicinity of 1 to 4 King Street, WC2, Dr. Martin. It's Central Station Alarm.
Just bringing one into you. Excuse me.
Any unit available for this Central Station Alarm?
Stephen Ray, of all people. Stephen Ray,
Got enough in there during the big tag. Yeah, there should be. There's the other one.
I believe there are some people injured in there. There was a police officer just asking a first aid kit, but the majority of the fans who were causing the trouble are now thought to have disappeared. But
Do you need anything else?
Let's we look
there are some people being questioned.
I think Natalie's got it.
We're going straight now to Charing Cross Police Station, where if anyone is arrested after that incident we were just seeing, will be taken. There's our reporter there, Vernon Rand. Vernon, what's happening there?
Well, just a few minutes ago, we just came out of that briefing we were at, and all of a sudden policemen started running out of here. A couple of police cars roared off, sirens blaring, and what we gather is a big punch-up, about 50 or so football fans at a pub not too far from here. A bit of excitement, and presumably they won't be long before they're back here, because nothing is too far away here. This is the West End of London. Nothing is too far away, so any minute now we expect them back. So we'll keep you informed. Back to you.
Vernon, I suspect the pub you mentioned is the one we're covering, so let's go back there now and see what the situation is there.
And everything. Everywhere.
Doreen, can you just come and tell us what the latest is? Doreen, what do you know?
He's been assaulted inside the pub. He's obviously been bottled. We're actually giving him first aid at the moment. We've got the dogs here just in case. At the moment, on Villiers Street, so we can find them.
Who was the actual fight between what teams?
It was actually between a football supporter. The chap who's been assaulted is one of our regular drunken people. So he was obviously just in the pub and he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time. But he's been given first aid by the police officer at the moment.
And how badly hurt is he?
He's got a big cut to his head, and I think he's got a broken nose, but I'm not really sure. There's lots of blood about at the moment, so
how many police officers have been called for this scene?
Most of the people are on duty at the moment because obviously it was going to be a big fight. So you've got an area car and a traffic car and the dogs and a couple of vans and all the foot units who are about, so quite a lot of police.
I gather they are now going to go down another street, so we will keep you updated with the latest.
Well, as I was saying, if anyone is arrested after that incident, they're more than likely to be taken to Charing Cross police station, just a couple of streets away. Our reporter, as you saw a bit earlier, Vernon Mann, is there. Let's join him now. Vernon.
Yes, well, if you are arrested in the West End of London, it would appear we may have a few football fans here in a few moments, but this is what will happen to them. They're marched politely but firmly through this gauge here. Pretty solid it is too, and if we get enough football fans in here, it might get full up tonight. Straight through this door here into the custody suite, commonly known as the charge room. And this is manned by various custody sergeants, including Stephanie here. So what exactly happens when people arrested on the streets come in here?
Well, we have to decide whether there's enough evidence to actually authorise their detention. If there's enough evidence, obviously we'll take some details on the custody record. They'll be detained here for certain reasons until the investigation's finished and they're either charged, released, whatever the result is.
What sort of rights do they have?
To speak to a solicitor, free of charge, have somebody told they've been arrested and read our codes of practice, which is all the ways that we have to look after people whilst they're here.
Right. Must get a bit chaotic in here sometimes.
It does sometimes.
Yeah.
You might be able to hear some of the
Yeah, I gather there's a bit
noisy
of
ones.
somebody's banging on a cell door down
Yeah.
there. Right, I can hear that through here, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how long have you been doing this work?
This is a posting I've had for about 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
So
And do you enjoy it?
I do, yeah. It's fairly varied. There's always something different happening.
Right,
But,
well, hopefully we're going to have something in a minute.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Are you ready for it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Have you ever been injured? I mean, it looks like you might get a lot of young, angry young chaps, probably drunken young chaps in here in a moment.
You
I mean,
do, yeah.
Frighten you a bit?
No, not really. I've got
Not
this
really?
lovely desk between me and them. I think the officers the other side of the desk are more at risk perhaps than we are.
Right.
And we've got lots of staff here.
Okay, well, I think
So-
we'd better get out of the way, but
Right.
we'll be watching when they come in. I think probably back to you, Dermot. We await the arrival of the people involved in this fight.
Indeed, Vernon, bracing themselves there for a busy Saturday night in London. Now, Newcastle's lively big market, as we've seen, offers the best nightlife in Britain, apparently, attracting thousands of young people every weekday night and up to 50,000 at the weekend. But like any busy club and pub district, it can occasionally have its law and order problems. Northumbria Police have pioneered the use of closed-circuit cameras to watch the streets and make them safer. The CCTV system, as it's called, has led to more than 700 arrests since it began and is now being installed all over the country. Well, tonight we've tapped into those cameras, and Paul Greaves is at the CCTV Monitoring Centre to explain exactly how they work. Paul, can you tell us more about the impact of CCTV in Newcastle? What difference has it made?
In 1993, CCTV was introduced to Newcastle city centre. In the 2.5 years it's been in use, crime figures have dropped by approximately 6,000. Obviously, the positive side of this can be appreciated by the public, and the public in Newcastle feel a lot safer, as do the retailers, as well as the public who enjoy a good social life in Newcastle city centre.
Now, Paul, you must have seen some weird and wonderful things in your time. Can you give us a flavour of some of that?
On the more humorous side, we have courting couples who obviously are not aware that they're being watched by CCTV. I don't have to say too much, I'll leave that to your imagination, but we don't dwell too much on that. On the other side of the coin, we have the more harrowing side, victims of violent assault, drunken assault, so on and so forth.
Now, give us an example of some of the locations you can pick out in the big market area there. What exactly are we looking at, Paul?
What I'm looking at now is the Tuxedo Royale. That's a well-known nightclub up in the northeast, actually across on the Gateshead side of the water. This nightclub's actually positioned underneath the Tyne Bridge, as you can see from the view I'm giving you now. Now, the quayside is actually a popular drinking spot, and it's a place that I frequent on a regular basis. At the other side of the quay, you will see we have a popular nightclub here, and the queues have started already. This place is called Julie's, and this is regularly visited by an awful lot of people throughout the week.
I can see them queuing up there now, Paul. Now, I've got a little test for you, Paul. Can you find our team out there on the street somewhere?
I think I should be able to do that for you. And here we go. This is a bird's eye view of the big market. And there you have the camera crew, PC Speedy and PC Charlton in the thick of it all. And also our little photographic unit, which photographs everything at the very moment. As they say, the camera never lies.
Spot on. Here we are, Dermot, still in the big market with a few fans
John, how much help does the closed circuit give you?
It's not actually news at 10. Pretty close though.
How much help does the closed circuit give you?
Well, the closest circuit video, as you can see, pictures speak 1,000 words the way that it's beamed in there. It's not just at the big market that we have them, though, we have them around the whole of the town as well. Obviously, the more cameras you have, the more eyes that you have on the street, you can get. You don't have to stand on the corner with a wooden top on.
Right, we're going straight to Hampshire now, where our traffic police there are in a high-speed chase, I think down the M3 motorway. Robert Hall's with them. Robert.
Yeah, Dermot, not quite a chase. I'll get Dave Taylor in the front to explain. We are going at some speed to a particular spot, but over to him. What are we doing, Dave?
There's been a ram raid on Wiltshire's Force area. A suspect vehicle was seen driving away from the area, a Ford Transit van, and it's believed to have been heading onto the A303 eastbound, and that would bring him into our ground. So we've been tasked by our Force Control Room to make a static point on the A303 to see if we can, and hopefully we will, intercept him. And we're looking for 2 male occupants, and they've had a load of videos away from these premises.
So we've got to pile it on a bit to get there, presumably, Dave?
We're a few miles short of the A303, so we need to make a bit of progress to get ourselves in the right position, and hopefully we'll meet the man coming the other way.
How long will they leave us sitting there, do you reckon? What's the usual pattern?
Excuse me a minute. Yeah. No, sorry. They'll leave us there for 15-20 minutes. They'll try to anticipate the driving time for the vehicle to reach our point. Give it 5 minutes longer than that, and then hopefully they'll resume us if we don't see anything.
Okay, Dermot, I'll come back to you if we have any more. We'll keep on up the A34. More from us shortly.
Thanks very much indeed, Robert. We're going back now to London and Charing Cross Police Station. Not Charing Cross Police Station.
Yes.
That is the pursuit
yes, we can
vehicle
hear
with
you.
PC Dorian Davis. Let's go and join Vernon Mann at Charing Cross.
We've just come back into the courtyard with presumably a couple of football fans from that pub incident. You can maybe hear what they're saying out there. This obviously is a pretty routine procedure on a Saturday night. I'm told the pub is a Chelsea pub, but I wouldn't vouch for that. I've not been there myself. In the van there, we can't really get that close to see. Here's somebody being dragged out through that cage and into the custody suite they were talking about. Obviously we can't show faces for identification problems, legal problems. Sergeant Stephanie will now go to the procedure she was outlining to us just now.
Village Street outside the Griffin Public House was a PR call. This man was pointed out with our doorman, who alleged this man used threatened behaviour against him, and then arrested him at 11:40.
Okay.
Or another van outside, a second van.
You understand why you're here?
It's about a film crew, isn't it?
It really does involve quite a lot of paperwork, this job.
So he had no one to bring in like film crews here, and he was a bit wide.
And from our observations here so far, it's quite amazing sometimes how people who are fighting fit, or maybe been fighting fit on the streets or in the pubs, seem to calm down when they come in here.
We're going now back onto the streets of London, where WPC Doreen Davis in the pursuit car is following somebody. Let's find out who.
Well, we're now back on another call now. We don't know exactly what it is. It's an alarm gone off in the street a couple of minutes away from where we are now. As you know, we've just finished with the pub fight. We've just got back into the car and we're back on this call. All we know is that an alarm has gone off in the same street where there was a suspected burglary about an hour ago. Sometimes for these pursuit drivers driving in the crowded busy streets, lots of pedestrians. I'll turn the street cones off in case the premise they won't hear us coming.
kamikaze pedestrian. Here on the right-hand side.
Trying to find out what's happened over, so we're okay for now. Yes, the thing will cancel, thanks.
Near the building where the alarm is going off, you can probably hear it now.
X-ray TOA, Charlie 2 over. Steve.
Police are just checking all the doors which appear to be locked. Certainly from this side it doesn't look as if there's been a break-in.
Charlie X-ray from Charlie 2, premises appear correct. Can you call the key holder around?
Charlie 2 received.
The premises appear correct. We checked the premises at the front and they appear correct. So the alarm company will secure the key holder. Yes, that's correct, over.
WPC Doreen Davis there investigating one of the nuisances of modern times, a false burglar alarm, I suspect there. Now we're going to take a short break now, but stay with us for more police action live from the streets of Britain.
Tough stains are easily removed by Domestos multi-surface spray. And being Domestos, it does something else. It kills germs as well. Good to know, isn't it? Domestos multi-surface spray with bleach cleans and kills germs.
Link Skin System Aftershave puts back the moisture. Life takes out.
For adults only in tomorrow's Sunday Mirror, Basic Instincts, Dare You Read, an explicit guide to sexual satisfaction. Tomorrow in the Sunday Mirror.
Alarm clock, shower, panty liner, a fresh feeling every day. But some women seem to keep it longer than others. One wears a conventional panty liner, the other wears All Days from Always. The All Days Dry Weave Top Sheet absorbs moisture away from the surface to give you a fresh feeling all day long. With All Days, you can feel the difference. All Days Panty Liners. Feel fresher all day, every day.
To have the confidence to take on the sort of tasks you set yourself today requires a new approach. That's why Black & Decker has designed a new type of power drill. Like all the new generation of Black & Decker DIY tools, it's guaranteed for a full 2 years, because in 2 years, a lot can happen. It's the first drill to combine real power with real control. The new generation of power tools from Black & Decker. From now on, the possibilities are endless.
The new Almira will take it for a test drive.
Of course. Alone.
Great fun to drive. Comfortable too.
Multi-link beam suspension.
The new Almira, the car they don't want you to drive.
I'm paying for a service and I expect that service to be delivered.
I'd like to ask Northwest Water where all my money's going.
They should be investing in repairing the pipework.
Water leakage is a concern. That's why we're working hard to repair leaks. Since 1990, we've renewed over 3,500 kilometers of old pipes, saving enough water to supply the daily needs of a town the size of Bolton. We've speeded up our response rate, and we're committed to renew 700 kilometers of water pipes each year, to spend even more to fix leaks, and to keep you in touch.
Welcome to Cunningham's, your one-stop family superstore for Christmas. There's over 5,000 different items on sale at great prices, like this Gold Star TV for only $124.99, and this TV and video cabinet for just $99.99. Or get this Cindy doll and horse for $14.99, and this Mattel car wash at $7.99. All from Cunningham's, Cheetham Hill Road, Manchester.
Your phone, your fax, your email. With Nokia, you can be there without being there. Nokia, connecting people.
The live program you are watching shows police activity as it happens, and it may include some arrests. You should not assume anyone featured is guilty of any offence.
Welcome back to Police Action Live. Our cameras are out tonight with officers in London, Newcastle, Manchester and Hampshire, and our aim is to bring you all the action as it happens. Talking of which, you remember before the break, we were following the fallout from a pub fight in central London. There have been some arrests, I believe. We're going now to Charing Cross Police Station. Our reporter there is Vernon Mann.
Yes, well, the chap you saw being questioned earlier has been taken down to the cells. Charges threatening behaviour. We have another one in here now. He was carried in by a couple of policemen. The details are now being taken. All part of the same incident.
By the way, the system, and that includes the police, I mean, they're totally fucked up. I mean, they're fucked up by the system anyway, because, like, the system is like, screwing them up, because
this one obviously has strong views on the subject, and from the looks of things, some pretty
doing the right thing by being a police officer.
unusual gloves on his own. He's just taking the handcuffs off.
You don't want to talk about it. Put the handcuffs back on you, right? Yeah. If I punched him in the mouth, would that do something better? Would that do something for me? I mean, it would do something for all the people that are suffering out there because of the old bill. Yeah, I want to do something for people's rights. Because I believe in John Lennon, I believe in LSD, I believe in cannabis. It should be legalised. That's what I believe in.
Obviously, the presence of our cameras here really